Uncovering the unique value that you bring to the market is the most important thing you can do as a business owner. Because ultimately, the purpose of any business is to bring unique value to the market, to bring something that no one else does, a product or a service that your ideal customers can't find anywhere else. Uncovering this is vitally important if you want to build a sustainable business and one that is profitable. If you look at the numbers, when you have a differentiated business, something that you bring to the market that no one else does, it drives more revenue and more profit. In fact, it is like 53% more revenue that you will generate if you have a differentiated business. You see more customer loyalty. You're going to see more return customers. You're going to see people willing to pay more money if you have a differentiated offer than if you have something that they can find anywhere else. If you want to build a profitable business where you are attracting the right customers, you need to know that unique value you bring to the market. And that's what we're going to explore today. Because what I've seen is most business owners don't really understand what differentiation is. So if you've thought to yourself, well, the reason people buy from me is because of my personality or because of my team or because I care about my ideal customers or that I provide exceptional quality or that I am the best thing out there that they can buy from, you don't actually understand differentiation. Because differentiation isn't about being better. It's not about being the best. It's not about your personality or your team. It's about having something that does not exist in the market already that people can only get from you. There is immense benefit from being differentiated. So this is kind of how it looks to ideal customers. When you say that you are better or that you have the best, it's like saying your competitors are all here, grouped together, and you sit here. That you are bringing something to the market that they can get anywhere else. Yours is just slightly better. And while this sounds good from the standpoint of a business owner, when you try to differentiate on being better or being the best, what you're saying is, we bring the exact same thing to the market that you can get anywhere else. We're an option. We're not the only choice. You can get this from anyone else. What this sets you up for is a long history of having to do outbound sales, of having to invest a lot in marketing, and having to fight and chase for clients rather than attracting them to you. But when you're differentiated, when you have something, what I call an onlyness factor, something people can only get from you, what you're saying to the market is, while my competitors are over here offering the same thing, bringing the same value into the market, I'm over here. You can't even compete with me. You don't even bring anything that I bring to the market, you don't bring. This is what you want in your business, because when you are the only, when you sit way up here and your competition sits way down here, what happens is the market's going to look at you, your ideal customers are going to look at you and say, well, I can get this from them, but when I look at their competition, when I'm on their websites, when I'm perusing their content, when I am looking at their offers, when I'm getting their proposal, they're not providing me the same thing that your business is providing me. When you are the only, then you stand out in the market. You give people a reason to choose you, because this is ultimately what they're looking for, a reason to choose you. Because this is going to be the question that's in the back of all of their minds. When your ideal customers are out there looking for a solution, the question in the back of their minds is, who am I going to choose and why? So when they're on your website, when they're looking at your content, when they're talking to your sales team, when they're getting your emails, when they're in a discovery call, when they're looking at the proposal, when they've got all the proposals lined up and they're ready to buy, the question they're asking themselves is, why you when I can get this from anyone else? If you have something that is an onlyness factor, what you're telling the market is you can't get this anywhere else. And you're giving people a reason to choose you. We're gonna look at how do you find this differentiated offer? How do you find this unique value that you bring to the market? And I teach my clients that there are three places to look when you're trying to find your unique value. Your differentiation, your unique value, is found at the intersection of three areas. Your business, and what I mean by that is what do you do exceptionally well? What is your business passionate about? What does your team love to do? What are you guys so good at that you can perform it, you can deliver it 99.99% of the time for every client that works with you? What are you good at? Next, you're gonna look at your customers. What matters to them? Now, I like to use this example when I'm talking to my clients because most people, when they think of differentiation, they're thinking of something that they do differently, but not necessarily what matters to their ideal customers. So I like to use this example. I could show up to every workshop I run as a brand strategist dressed as a clown. That's different. There is no other brand strategist that shows up to their meetings with clients dressed as a clown. It would be different, but it wouldn't matter to my ideal customers. In fact, for most of them, they would look at that and either laugh at me and be like, Jason, you are an idiot, or they would look at me and say, why did we hire this guy? He's a joke. So when you're looking for your differentiation, when you're looking for that unique value you bring to the market, it has to be something that matters to your ideal customers. You also want to look at your competition, because differentiation literally means you're different from another group of people. And when you're trying to find unique value you bring to the market, what you're trying to say is we do something differently than our competitors. So you want to look at what will your competitors can't do and what won't they do. And there's a subtle nuance there that is so important when you're doing competitive research. What they can't do refers to their limitations, their abilities, their resources. What do they not have the money to do? What do they not have the team to do? What do they not have the expertise to do? What do they not have the space or the resources to do? You want to look at something that they physically are unable to do. Now, in some cases, that might not be something you can find. So you also want to look at what they won't do. Things that are outside of their identity, outside of their purpose, outside of what they're comfortable doing. This one's a lot harder to ascertain because you're really trying to make a judgment based on who you think they are as a company. But ultimately, what you're looking for is what do my competitors not bring to the market that my customers really, really want and I do exceptionally well at. When you look at that intersection, that is where your differentiation is going to be found. It's why I say personality is not a differentiation. Because while your personality is yours, and your competitors may or may not be able to mimic that personality, personality is not a value you bring to the market, it's an identity. And your identity should support your differentiation, it should help people feel it. But if it is your differentiation, if you're trying to say the reason you buy from us, this unique value we're bringing to the market is just a different personality, all it's going to take is someone coming along with a little bit nicer personality than yours, and you're going to lose all your clients. You want to find something at the intersection of these three. Now, I like to tell my clients that your differentiation is something that you do. It's not something you are. It's why I say differentiation is not your team. It's not your personality. It's not your founder. It's not your origin story. It's something you do, a physical thing, a tangible thing that you give to your clients. This could be a deliverable. This could be a process. This could be an operation, something that you provide them that no one else does. So let me give you some examples of things you can do or things that my clients have done that have made them stand out in the market. One of my clients is a communications agency for nonprofits, meaning she comes in, works with nonprofits to help them understand how to communicate their mission and purpose in a way that gets them more visibility. So they get more donors, they get more participants, and their nonprofit just grows. So when we were working with this company and trying to figure out what makes them different, they came to us with this long list of offers. They could do everything under the sun when it comes to communication, which is exactly what every other communications agency that works with nonprofits was saying. So we dug into their offer, we dug into what they physically do, the process they go through with their clients. And what we uncovered is that after developing a communications strategy, they connect their clients to an individual or an organization that boosts the visibility of their nonprofit. What that really looks like. They had a political nonprofit that they were working with, and they were able to connect that nonprofit to Kamala Harris, the VP of the US. Now, whatever you think of Kamala is beside the point, but she has an incubator for political nonprofits that gets them connected to senators and influencers that really can boost their nonprofit. And so my client, after building a communication strategy, ends up connecting them to an individual to take that strategy to the next level. That is their differentiation. It's something they do. Or another client of mine who does IoT remote monitoring, which when I started working with them, I had no idea what IoT remote monitoring even meant. What they do is take machines like Ready Ice, all these ice vending machines you see at gas stations. They'll put sensors and readers within those machines, pull data to a dashboard so you can see how the machines are operating. That's what 99.99% of IoT companies do. They put sensors in your equipment, they give you a dashboard and say, there you go. What my client does, that next level, that differentiated value that they bring to the market, is they take that data and turn it into something actionable. They give you a prioritized checklist that tells your team, here are the machines that are down, here are the machines that are running out of bags, here are the machines that you need to go and service, and here is a printout so your team knows exactly what they need to do. They take data and make it practical. It's something they do that ends up being their differentiation. That's what you want to look for, something you do. Because ultimately, that's what your ideal customers are looking for. They're not looking for a personality, even though personality might help in the sales process. I'm not saying it won't. I'm a brand strategist. I develop brand personalities for businesses. It's important, but it's not a unique value. When you uncover what you bring to the market that is different, something that you do, it's a tangible thing that customers can point to and say, this right here is why I'm going to buy from you. Even though it sounds good to say people buy from us because of who we are, that's not really how buying decisions are made. While it can influence a decision, if all you're bringing to the market is a personality, if you're saying they buy from us because we care about our ideal customers, what you're saying is we do everything else the same as all of our competitors. The only reason you should buy from us is because we're sarcastic or we're friendly or we're nice. That's not something tangible. And here's why I'll say that. No one will give you money for being nice if you don't have an offer that aligns with what they need. They're not going to say, oh, you're so happy, I'm going to give you money, even though your offer doesn't solve my problem. You want your differentiation to be something that solves their problem. Because when you can find that thing, You can build your entire brand around it. And when you do, all of your messaging, all of your content, all of your marketing, all of your pitch decks and your sales materials, every conversation you have, every email you send out, every phone call you make will all be aligned around this one thing that answers the most sought after question your ideal customers have. Why on earth should I choose you when I can find thousands of your competitors in 2 seconds on Google? Uncover that unique value you bring to the market. Look between what you do as a company, what your customers want and need, and what your competition can't or won't do. Make it something that you do in the middle there, and you will have a unique value you bring to the market that causes people to line up around the block to work with you. It's why at Shift, we have a wait list of clients wanting to work with us. Because I have a unique value, something you can't get anywhere else. And when you have that, people will wait to buy from you because they want that unique offer you bring to the market.